Pro Modified men's main event is on the line. And we are set to go with the main event of the Performance Jet Ski Western Nationals here at Long Beach, California, round number 1 of the 1991 Budweiser Jet Ski Tour. Boat number 5, Harry Gocher. And second to the inside is Jeff Jacobs. With pole position is Chris Fischetti. And the holders holding back the machines. There we go, 12-lap race, and it is Jeff Jacobs with an incredible hole shot.
Big horsepower today, looks like. Jeff Jacobs rocketing off that line. Chris Fischetti left the line a little bit late, and he's rounding the buoy. Looks like Chris is going to squeak his way into a second place.
Fischetti moves into second. In third place, a new name, Greg Amoroso out of Fallbrook, California, boat number 60. Here's our leader, 19-year-old Jeff Jacobs out of El Cajon, California. He's got some smooth water, at least for this first lap, and he's going to make the most out of it. Get away from at least Chris Fischetti.
You know who I didn't see up towards the front there, Dave, was Victor Sheldon. It appears that Victor, it looks like he's back in about 8th place right now.
Victor has his work cut out for him. So does Chris Fischetti, who is in second right now. Close-up of Chris on his helmet. Tie straps onto his goggles. He does eject them on the first lap. Now he's going to focus on trying to catch Jeff Jacobs. Both now living in El Cajon, California. Jacobs out in front, and look at the speed he's carrying down the back straight.
Absolutely incredible. I can't believe how fast the ski is going.
And back in the pack, we have the number 3 boat. That is Victor Sheldon, the slasher, trying to move his way up from 8th place right now. Let's look at the start one more time. 2 good hole shots. Basically, Jeff Jacobs got the hole shot, but on the outside, I believe it's a Japanese competitor over here for the entire tour, Terumasa Tobino, but it's Jacobs that comes out ahead.
Dave, if you notice the way that Jeff kept the boat hooked up off the line, I mean, you can't take anything away from Jeff, but the horsepower that that thing is making, I'm just blown away by it. Ed Miller, Jeff's engine builder, obviously has been busy this winter. They're running electronic fuel injection, a new innovation this year, and obviously it's made a big difference in the performance.
Jeff Jacobs with computer-assisted engine on that machine. The PJS machine is absolutely flawless, and he's just 150 pounds, 6 feet, and he is so agile, and he's been training hard. And you think, well, after a couple of world championships, he would slack off. No, he's more determined than ever to win everything in sight this year, and it looks like, well, he's definitely going to be the one to beat in 1991. He's out in front, and as it turned out, Chris Fischetti moved into second, Greg Amoroso in third. Back to the action again. It is Jacobs, Fischetti, and Greg Amoroso, and we can look at Jeff Jacobs now negotiating a little bit rougher water, Larry.
Yeah, every lap is going to get a little rougher, and they're going 12 laps, so they're going to be a little wounded by the end of this one.
Chris Fischetti in second place hopes that Jeff Jacobs, well, he really doesn't hope that he'll break down, but he hopes a mistake on his part, or that slower traffic will hold him up and that Fischetti can move up on Jeff Jacobs. Fischetti is in second place right now. He's the Australian Surf Titles champion and the Japanese World Cup champion for 1991, but he is injured with a broken left forearm, and in fact, he's got a dislocated shoulder and a bruised rib. In third place, boat number 60, Fallbrook, California's Greg Amoroso. An 8th place in the slalom earlier, didn't make the top 10 in super stock, but a good showing in modified. And here's the number 1 rider right now. How do you catch Jammin' Jeff Jacobs?
That's, at this point in the game, this is almost an impossibility. Jeff has got such an effortless style. He never seems to tire throughout the entire race, and really the lap riders, I think, are going to be the key factor.
A fantastic race for Amoroso, number 60. Here's number 2, Chris Fischetti in second. And looking in the back of the pack on the far side of the course, we have Victor Sheldon closing in on Terumasa Tobino, the Japanese rider, trying to take over 5th spot. Boat number 61, the Japanese rider Tobino, and there goes Sheldon to the outside. And one outside move leads to the log jump, the one obstacle on the course, and Sheldon now 8th all the way up to 5th.
This track being a right-hand course, I think, is actually a little bit of a favor for Victor. You watch him here in this turn. Look at the way he hooks that right-hand turn. He rides goofy foot, right foot forward, and I think it actually helps him on right-hand turns.
Jeff Jacobs, the 4th-year pro and 4-time world champion, out in front. The standings right now in the Performance Jet Ski Western Nationals. Jacobs out in front, followed by Fischetti. Greg Amoroso in third. Dan Fitzgerald in fourth, and Victor Sheldon has moved up to 5th. Stay with us for the conclusion of the Pro Modified Final. Performance Jet Ski Western Nationals. And riding for PJS, the number 1 skier in the world, Jeff Jacobs. And Jacobs is out in front of this 12-lap Pro Modified Final. And second is Chris Fischetti. The battle right now is for third. Victor Sheldon from an 8th place start has moved up to 4th place, and he's trying to overtake Greg Amoroso, ski number 60. Greg's in 3rd right there. And Victor putting on a hard charge.
Notice right there the way that Victor hooks those right-hand turns. It's very impressive. You'll see as we come up to a left-hand turn here in just a moment. Very casual style through a left-hand turn, but watch as we go into the next right-hand turn. He maintains so much speed, a lot more so than anybody else, and I think that's where he's really gaining on Greg.
Victor Sheldon trying to put pressure on Greg Amoroso. There he really sinks in the body and closing up on Amoroso. Amoroso, Fallbrook, California, ski number 60, a new name, a new face here in the Pro Modified Final. A great race for him. And down the back stretch, here he comes. And where is Victor Sheldon? He has disappeared. Victor is down and going to have to go around that yellow buoy one more time. I'm not sure what happened. He maintains his 4th place position. That was a lapped rider. So he's in 4th, but he's dropped back. Victor to the left here as we look at it one more time, and Amoroso to the right.
Let's see what happens here. Victor is charging up on Greg. Goes down. Looks like he caught Greg's wake. The ski catches an edge and goes a little bit wide, slams Victor into the water, and he just stops. He loses all of his momentum. And I think his throttle finger is probably bothering him. You'll notice he's a little slow getting back up into the tray.
And we were talking about how strong his right-hand turns were, how he can really dig in there. And he gets thrown on a right-hand turn, and he falls back quite a bit, but maintains 4th position. Victor Sheldon now over the one obstacle on this course, the log jump. We're not going to see a lot of these. A log jump here in Long Beach, one at the next stop in Manteca, and one in San Diego. And that's it for log jumps and obstacles for this season. Out front, boat number 1, PJS rider Jeff Jacobs. Number 2 is Chris Fischetti, the Flying Fish.
I noticed there, Chris looked like his left arm actually slipped off the grip, so I think his forearm is definitely playing a part. It's acting up, and I think his grip is nowhere near as strong as it should be at this point.
Both Jeff Jacobs and Chris Fischetti just taking it week to week, race to race. And Jeff Jacobs having a tough time in Superstock earlier. There's a good chance he won't win overall. He'll possibly win this race, but the overall win here at Long Beach will not go to Jeff Jacobs, even if he does win this, because he was last place in the Superstock.
Yeah, it was a bad break for Jeff, but he's certainly making up for it in this one, Dave. He's got to be at least a half lap ahead of Chris, and he's lapped more than half the field. He's got 2 laps to go, and I think Jeff's probably just going to ease up a little bit and have a little fun.
Here's Chris Fischetti again, boat number 2 in 2nd, and looks like he's going to maintain that 2nd position right now. Earlier we talked to him. He told us about how he improved over the year and how important Long Beach is.
Yeah, well, I like to say that I'm totally improved, completely. The boats, the Mariner boats, are rocket ships. They're flying. I think I only have one weakness. It looks like my left forearm, but once that heals, I'll only be going faster.
How important is Long Beach, a big modified win here today?
I think the season opener shows who's strong and who's ready, and I hope to do both those.
Well, we know that Chris Fischetti is strong. He's got to be strong. Racing right now with a dislocated shoulder, a broken rib, and a broken forearm, maintaining 2nd place. And the battle right now for 3rd. Take a look, going down, tagging Fiberglass. Amoroso maintains his 3rd place spot, but Victor Sheldon very aggressive.
Yeah, it's getting late in the race. Victor doesn't have a whole lot of time left. It looks like he tries to just get the nose inside there. He catches the wake. Both him and Greg go down. It looks like Victor did make the turn okay. Both of them down in the water.
But it is Greg Amoroso, ski number 60, maintaining his 3rd place. And Victor up and right behind him. Not a lot of time left. Jeff Jacobs on the last lap, at least a half a lap ahead of everybody. Down the back straight, a fantastic opening win here for Jeff Jacobs in the Pro Modified class.
Yeah, I see him take a little wave there to a few friends on the sidelines. Jeff's going to cruise in. He's going to give it a little throttle here in the last couple of buoys, but basically a fairly easy win for Jeff.
Jeff Jacobs, ski number 1. The defending world and national champion stretches his back a little bit, hand high, and he wins what looks like to be his 18th Pro Modified Closed Course IJSBA win. Here comes 2nd place Chris Fischetti. Now this is a big victory for him because he is not 100%, at least his body is quite injured, but he toughs this one out and comes in 2nd, maintains some big points. And in fact, he will remain 2nd overall after today.
I think Chris is going to be pretty happy with that. I don't think he anticipated doing even that well. I think the idea was just to garner as many points as he could this weekend to stay in the hunt, but a second place has got to make him real happy.
Last year's tour, 8 events, and out of those 8, Chris Fischetti won 3, an equal amount for Jeff Jacobs, but he won Long Beach. Second place here, not bad at all today. Here's Greg Amoroso, very big surprise. Amoroso, Fallbrook, California, third place finish ahead of Victor Sheldon. Jacobs on the beach. Handshake. Tuners and mechanics take off that ski, which is probably valued at about $20,000, $25,000. Very happy Jeff Jacobs. Jacobs with the slalom win earlier, bombs out in the super stock, but wins the pro modified, followed by Chris Fischetti, Greg Amoroso, Victor Sheldon. By the way, Dan Fitzgerald comes in 5th. Harry Gocher, a 6th place finish. We'll be right back with more action from the 1991 Budweiser Jet Ski Tour as the Performance Jet Ski Western Nationals continue from Long Beach, California. Stay with us.